Yo, what's good, TDK Nation? We're back. Another college football pick'em. We gonna bounce back this week, for real this time. Unlike last time. But today, week 4, talking about 5 games. Going 5-0. You know the drill. Let's go. So first game we're gonna talk about Friday night game, Liberty on the road in the Carrier Dome at Syracuse. This is going to be a televised game for Liberty. Malik Willis on national TV. We'll see if he can make some plays. Malik Willis, if you don't know, is projected top 10 quarterback out of Liberty. That boy he's really fast, strong arm, and he's going to be good, but he's going to have to finish his college season and press in the pre-draft process before he's going to be like a top 10 pick. But I think it's a really high probability that he will be a top 10 pick, and I think that this is going to be a game that is going to be highlighted when we look at his highlights at the end of the season. I'm picking Liberty. Next game we're going to talk about today is LSU at Mississippi State, noon on ESPN. We're looking at a Mississippi State team that should be 3-0, but they didn't want to pick up a punt, and Calvin Austin cribbed it against Memphis last week. So they are currently only 2-1. LSU, we already know that they went over to UCLA, talked about a sissy blue shirt, got knocked in their teeth and lost. So, LSU has some serious problems, some serious winning problems that need to be addressed at some point. But I do think Mississippi State, they're going to bounce back from last week's loss, and I think Mississippi State beats LSU in this game. Next game we're going to talk about one of the two ranked matchups this week. Notre Dame versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin, being an 18th ranked team in the country, they're kind of becoming a favorite that a lot of people are picking just because Notre Dame had a bad game against FSU. But Jack Cohen that's actually Jack Cohen's Rents game. Just realizing that he's going to be going to play Wisconsin, his former team, after he transferred to Notre Dame. But he's been an average game manager this year. Kyron Williams for Notre Dame has been averaging over 100 yards from scrimmage. That boy's a beast. He's been consistent. Wisconsin is going to have to stop him. But Wisconsin, right? They don't have no passing touchdowns this season. They have 0. A big donut. They have no passing touchdowns this whole season. The whole year they had 0. 0 passing touchdowns. 0. Like, how are you going to win a game against a top 15 team in the country with no passing touchdowns on your resume through the season? Not going to happen. Wisconsin, they really rely on that 3-headed monster running back. Chez Maluzzi, Isaac Garando, and Jalen Berger from Jersey, from Newark. Jalen Berger, he's the third of the 3 running backs. But that's my guy. He going to go crazy. Wisconsin, I don't think they're going to win this game. Like, you're going to have to beat Notre Dame and stop Kyron Williams. That's sort of 2 tall tasks that you can't do if your offense isn't scoring. So, I'm going with Notre Dame to beat Wisconsin. Next game, we're going to talk about A&M on the road against Arkansas. Arkansas obviously having a big win against Texas a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And A&M struggling this season. Their starting quarterback, Haynes King, is out with an injury. Their skill positions are really good, like Jalen Weidermeyer, Isaiah Spiller. But they had a close game with Colorado. That did not look good. Arkansas had a huge upset versus Texas, obviously. And they look good in that game. Their offense scored a lot of points. They won by 20. And, they look like a team that's primed for upset candidacy this week. I'm not seeing it. I'm going with A&M. I think just the too much talent on the field that Jimbo's recruited over there, and I think it's really going to be really hard for Arkansas to get back into a place where they can compete with like almost a powerhouse of the SEC West. Even though I don't necessarily want to put A&M in that conversation yet, but they're definitely one of the upper echelon teams in that division of the conference. Now, upset of the week. Starter 2-0 upset of the week. Kind of fell off a little bit, 0-2 in the last 2 weeks. 2-2, chilling. But we need this, right? So I'm going with the Jersey boys. Rutgers over number 19 Michigan on the road in Ann Arbor, I'm taking Rutgers over Michigan. I seen on ESPN, right? 99% of people pick Michigan. Let's go 1%. Let's get right. Bounce back Rutgers. You know what I'm saying? You know, we keep the talent in Jersey nowadays, so we gonna have a great chance to, you know, go into what do they call it, the big house, and upset Michigan. Blake Corum, from Michigan, he's on the verge of becoming a college football star, a college football superstar against FCS teams. You know, Michigan is insanely overrated, yo, insanely. And I'll sit here and argue with you on that all day. I won't, but like I'm gonna say I will. Like Michigan's overrated. They beat NIU, like Group of 5, NIU. Didn't win their conference last year, NIU. Okay, let's go on. Western Michigan. Yes, Western Michigan. They suck. And who else? Washington? Oh yeah, Washington. Yeah, they're usually pretty good in the Pac-12. Yo, they lost to Montana. We went over this. Montana. Like FCS Montana. Like I don't know not one person that lives in that state. Montana. Come on, y'all. Let's go, Rutgers. Alright, like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here, y'all.